Here we'll do another example with mixed units. We're given that 1 pound is 16 ounces, and we are asked to change 170 ounces to pounds and ounces. This is different from our previous problems in that our answer must have two different units. However, we're going to begin by taking that 170 ounces and changing it to pounds first, using OZ to represent ounces and LB to represent pounds. We'll begin by writing 170 ounces and multiply by a fraction. As usual, since we have ounces to begin with, we're going to place ounces on the bottom. Since we need pounds as our answer, we'll place LB on the top. Now we write that 1 pound is the same as 16 ounces. Since we have pounds at the top of our fraction, let's box in the 1 pound and note that pounds will be on the top. This means that the 16 ounces must go to the bottom. We place 1 next to pounds and 16 next to ounces. And then we do the operation 170 times 1 divided by 16. Let's go to the calculator and calculate our pounds. We'll enter 170 times 1 and hit divide, and then press 16. When we press enter, we get 10.625. Notice also that when we multiply 1, multiplying by 1 does not change our answer. We could have just said 170 divided by 16. Without the times 1, we still get the same answer. So if you don't want to enter the times 1, you don't have to. However, we'll enter here that we have 10.625. We note that we have ounces on top to begin with and ounces on bottom, therefore they will cancel out, and we end up with 10.625 pounds. However, that's not what we wanted. We wanted pounds and ounces. To continue to change to pounds to ounces, we're going to split this answer into whole numbers and decimals. Our whole number is 10. So we'll write that our pounds must be 10 because that's the whole number. Our decimal number is the 0.625 pounds. However, this 0.625 pounds we can change to ounces. We've already computed ounces to pounds. Now we're going to take our decimal pounds and change back to ounces. We'll begin with 0.625 pounds. We'll multiply this by a fraction. Since we begin with pounds, we're going to place pounds back on the bottom now. And since we now need ounces, we place ounces on top, making note that the ounces are what we need and the pounds are what we have after step 1. Let's also write down once again that 16 ounces is the same as 1 pound. Our pounds this time are on the bottom. That's different from what we had last time. But let's make note of that now. Our 16 ounces, therefore, are on the top, and we'll make a note of that too. This means the number that we place on the bottom is 1, and the number we place on top is 16. Now, let's do the arithmetic 0.625 times 16 divided by 1. We enter 0.625 and multiply by 16. Then we divide that by 1. When we enter the operation, we get 10. Note that we can cancel out pounds this time, leaving ounces behind. This means to answer our question, we must give the pounds and give the ounces. So our final answer is 10 pounds and 10 ounces. 10 pounds was the whole number that came from the first step, and the 10 ounces came from the decimal number at the end of the first step. When we enter this in a web checker or on an exam, we would say 10 pounds, 10 ounces.